Hello, YouTube. Today, as the title suggests, I will be teaching you what to do when you are contested on reroll. Okay, and the situation here is I'm playing Yone reroll, and I cannot find the headliner Yone. And I'm sure this has happened to you guys. This actually happened to literally every single one of you watching this video. So I thought it would be instructive to show you guys what I did in order to get a top 2 in this game where I couldn't hit the headliner Yone. Okay, and obviously my spot looks great. Oh, and I have been grinding like crazy on Twitch and on twitch.tv/xFSN Saber. We are currently rank 450 GM-ish thereabouts, and I've been 1 win from Challenger 3 days in a row. Okay, so by the time you watch this video and you click on the stream, I will either be Challenger or you can watch me make the final push to Challenger. Okay, please come by, it mean a lot. But without further ado, let us begin the video. So usually when you are playing reroll and you are contested, there's usually 2 ways to go about it. Okay, one is you roll ideally earlier before the contester, and you hope to hit the chosen before they do. Or 2, you pivot into something else that can use the items you have already made. So whether it's a different reroll or a leveling up to play like a level 8 comp, whatever floats your boat. So here on 4-1, I have 4 Yone. And if you don't know about headliner rules, if half of them are gone from the pool, more than half are gone from the pool, the headliner can no longer show up in your shop. Okay, so current Saber is blissfully unaware that he cannot hit the Yone, and I'm spending my money to do a little roll down to try and make our board as stable as possible for a 4-1 board. You see, I rolled a little bit to like 30-ish. You know, we're not that desperate. We're pretty healthy. We're gonna try and play the long con here, right? We need to keep econ so we can hit Yone 3 eventually. And I notice on this guy's board, he has 2 Yone. I'm like, wait, hold. He has 2 Yone? Right? Remember the rule where I said, if more than half are gone, you cannot hit the headliner. And for 3 costs, there are only 17 of them. Okay, so 17 means only 1 person can hit. Only 1 person can collect 9, because the other person will be left with 8. Right? Unless you have a duplicator and you hit 8 and then you duplicate, right? But very niche. This usually doesn't happen. But if there are, so that means there are 17. So if 9 are gone, 9 Yone are gone, 9. Okay, you cannot hit the headliner. So right now I have 5. I just saw 2. That's 7. That's dangerously close to 9. Okay, so I'm like, 7? Do I roll? Like, what's going on? So I start scouting. Okay, this guy doesn't have any. This guy doesn't have any. He's playing EDM Jacks. This guy has 1. That's interesting because we saw the other guy had 2. That makes a total of 3. This guy still has 2, right? Oh, actually, he sold 1. So that means I see two out still so far, right? If we count. So I'm counting. I'm like, oh, 2 are gone. 2 are gone. And that last guy, go back. That last guy, the Chimbo guy, this is 1, right? The Chimbo guy has 1 as well. Okay, so if we do a count here, that's like 2 or 3 Yone gone, right? I think it's 3, right? So I'm at 3. I'm at 5. That makes 8. Kisso has 1. You have to memorize their names, okay? Kisso has 1. Wo Xing Chang Dan has 1, and Chimbo has 1. That's 3. That's total of 8. 8 Yone gone. Okay. So I'm like, oh, maybe I can. I'm like, oh shit, maybe I can still hit because that's not 9, it's 8. So I go down to 40. But if you think about it, okay, if 8 are gone and 9 is the magic number, what do you think happens when someone in the lobby has a Yone in their shop? Think about that. Because if any of these guys, if there's 8 gone, any of these guys has a Yone in their shop, I can no longer hit because that would be yet 9 Yone, right? So 8 is like, 9 is the magic number, but 8 is like 8 is a scary number because you have no idea if you send it that if you can even hit, right? It might be possible. It might not be possible. So if you're in a position where you're not desperate, I'm at 75 HP. I'm not desperate yet. I'm very uncomfortable because I'm going to lose every single round because obviously we can't hit. I don't have a chosen. I'm playing without a chosen currently. Very uncomfortable, but I don't think I can hit. So what do you do when you think you can't hit? You gotta keep scouting. Right? Gotta keep scouting. Right? Does this guy have any? Oh, Kisso sold his. We look at this guy. Oh, this guy has one. Right? Dan has one. Dan has one, and all of a sudden, this guy has two. One on board, one on bench. So 3 still gone. And I'm just like, oh, this is not. I can't hit. Is 8 gone? 8 gone. High chance someone in this lobby has a Yone in their shop for fun, right? So what's the plan? Is the question. If you're like, you can't hit, what is the plan? So the plan is you need to outlast them in order to hit the Yone 3 later. You need to outlast the players holding Yone, or you need to pivot into something else. Okay, so the best way to pivot into something else is to pivot. You don't want to pivot your entire board because there's a lot of money, right? You want to pivot to an adjacent unit. So I'm currently playing Crowd Divers, Edgelord, Yone. So an adjacent unit would be Edgelord or Crowd Diver. So in our case, it would be Riven, Viego, and Zed. But a Riven headliner at this point isn't really stabilizing our board, right? We're not really killing anything with a Riven headliner here, right? Riven also wants to be 3-starred. So then that leaves the Viego and Zed. And how do we get Viego Zed headliner? We need to go 8. So we need to go 8, buy Viego or Zed headliner, and bide our time until we can sell them and then roll for the Yone. Okay? And so you need a plan. You need a plan like, okay, when do I need this? I need it now because I'm dying. I just took 20 damage. I need it now, right? The timings to make a play are after carousel. That's when people spike and make items. And after creep round. That's when people spike and make items, right? So we need a level now and play our HP so that we have enough HP so that we can survive long enough to make a play. I took hard draft carousel because I have idealism, right? So, but anyways, don't worry about the items and stuff. Just worry about the game plan, okay? So we're gonna level and we're gonna just I'll use anything we can use that will help us live, okay? And what are we living until? We need Dan to sell his Yones. He needs to pivot out of Heartsteel. Okay, we're waiting for him to pivot out because he's playing Heartsteel. He will eventually pivot out, or Chimbo to die. Okay, we need these guys to get the Yones back in the pool. So that's the plan. So here you saw me buy a random ass Karthus. This shit doesn't really help, but it's better than playing nothing, right? Go Karthus, go! Ulti, do something! So Karthus in fact did do something. And we did do some damage to Chimbo, the guy holding 2 Yones, if you will recall. And so when he dies, that means there will be my 5 plus Dan's 1. 6. And that is pretty safe number from 9, right? And then I can hit. Okay, 6 is pretty safe, right? It's usually when like 9 you definitely can't hit and 8 is really scary. Like if you're rolling for the chosen when 8 are gone for a 3 cost, it better be because you're 1 HP, you know? Like you're not going to hit. Like let's be honest. There's a high... let's be honest. Like someone's going to have a random Yone in their shop or whatever you're rolling, right? So for example, if we were playing like Samira, and we can't hit the Samira because we're contested, but we already made an IE, we can go level 8, pivot out into Kaylin, Ezreal, or Akali, or even Viego. And if you're really determined on Samira, you can keep your country package, your set bruiser package and all that, and look for Akali. And play an Executioner because Executioner is adjacent to Samira. And then eventually, when the other Samira guy dies, or maybe he's never gonna die, so you just need to pivot to Akali, then you make a game plan from there, right? Let's say the other Samira guy dies because he's in a worse spot than you. Then you sell Akali, roll for Samira 3. You know the usual, right? But yeah, so that's our game plan. Okay, we need to survive until the Yones come back into the pool, and we need to make our play when that happens. So you see this? Chimbo, he's not dying. He's not dying. Like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? He's not dying, right? This happens all the time. Like, oh, they're not dying. Like, oh, I don't want to die first, right? So you need to spend enough money to not die, but also have enough money to what's it called? Be able to hit later. Okay. So if you just give up and you say I just want to play for 6, just all in. Just spend all your money, just all in. I'm just trying to not get 8th. Okay, I'm like watching this guy. This guy's got 4 fucking Yone. Okay, the Chimbo guy got 4 Yone now. No way I can hit for sure. Agreed? It's like, man, what can I do? Okay, so we're gonna roll and find any acceptable chosen. Okay, is that acceptable chosen? No, it doesn't make my board stronger, right? We've got to roll for any acceptable chosen. Is that acceptable chosen? Lulu is very utility based. It's really not ideal, but I took it. Okay, I'm like, you know what? Let's try this for a turn, see what happens. I don't want to go to 0, because remember, my plan is to still try and win out with the Yone 3. I still have 43 HP to play with. I'm just preying on Chimbo's downfall. Okay, I just need to play something in the meantime while he's dying. Here I made a redemption. Maybe the redemption proc will heal my Yone one time. I mean, that's really good, right? I'm down for that. And then you could like nitpick and say I should have gotten a tier for the Lulu, like a tier component, but honestly, whatever. But yeah, we're gonna lose every round. There's nothing we can do, right? Like we're like high key dying. Chimbo, please die, please, right? We're like praying for Chimbo to die. This guy, yeah, this guy. Oh, he's dead. Let's go. Now the Yones are let back in. Okay, now the Yones are let back in. Now it's time to open cell and roll. But did you see? I saw another Yone user. Like that guy's still holding Yone for some reason. So I'm at the point where like, oh, this is acceptable still. Remember our timings. The after carousel and after creep round. So I'm thinking like, oh, what, like I should just use this while I wait until I have enough money to hit. Because if I roll to 0 there, your odds of hitting Yone 3 are not high. Because not only do you need to hit an extra Yone, you also need to hit the chosen, right? So you're trying to maximize our chances of hitting Yone 3. And I am literally just playing anything I can in order to get to the point where I can spend all my money to hit Yone 3, okay? So here I buy a Zed, pick up, and Zed is probably the best forecast chosen we could have gotten. Also, usually uncontested unless there's a Jax player. There was a Jax player, surprisingly. Well, not unsurprisingly, but I was able to hit the Zed chosen. Because for cost, there's 9 of them. So 5 have to be out of the pool for you to not be able to find the headliner, okay? And so what you'll see here is just me trying to stack up as much money, buy as much time as possible, stack up as much money as possible. And then the plan is sell Zed for Yone chosen. And the reason why we're not just taking the Zed and running with it is because I think a Yone 3 and a Zed 2 is better than a Yone 2 and a Zed 2 because I have Zed pair on bench and I'm pretty much guaranteed to hit Zed 2. I'm highly likely to hit Zed 2. So why not shoot for the moon? I can't go 9, I have no money. So we might as well shoot for the moon and go for our highest cap board, which is Yone 3, right? But this is an acceptable board, for sure. This is an acceptable level 8 board. We have the Zed chosen, not bad at all. Okay, you'll see that we actually do win rounds because I have a Zed chosen, right? But I would have been willing to take like a Viego chosen. It's pretty much Viego Zed or a Kali. Like I'm down for a Kali. Anyone who can use items, basically. Anyone who can use items and then keep the core of our team the same. And then you're gonna see. We can skip this. I'm just gonna take like I'm just gonna take a Kiana item. It's probably Sterax, right? I take Sterax. I'm pretty sure. Sterax on Kiana, and then we're just chilling. We're gonna position to save as much HP as possible. I'm just gonna try and kill as many units as possible. We do actually end up winning some rounds, but yeah, we do actually end up winning some rounds, which is really nice. Every round you win is a gift, right? Just looking at the Dan guy, seeing how many Yones he still has, but we're in the clear because on 5-1, on 6-1, that's when I make my play. Okay, 6-1 is when we all in. That's usually the timings, right? After carousel, 4-5, 4-2, 4-5, 5-1, 5-5, 6-1, right? These are all timings to spike and get stronger if you need to. So I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, oh, he sold the Yones. It's time. Nobody's holding Yone anymore. The Chimbo guy who had 4, he's dead. Kisso, who was playing Heartsteel, he's dead. He sold Yone. Dan, he just sold. He cashed out. He sold Yone. It's time. Okay, so we don't do it now because there's not enough time, and you don't maximize your chances because you can make the econ, like unless you're 1 HP, you don't do it now. Because you have econ you can make going into the creep round, right? So if I make 20 here, that's 2 gold right now. And then on the creep round, I have 30, that's 3 gold. That's 5 extra gold to find Yone 3. And you see I took a huge loss here. Pretty much at 1 HP going into stage 6, unless I lose by like 1 or 2 units. So now is the time to all in. Okay, now is the time to all in. Should probably sell this Echo to make a gold, but yeah. Now sell and dig. Okay, this is where we're all in. So now I have a very comfy, like 40-ish gold in order to hit a Yone chosen and a Yone while uncontested. Remember earlier it was impossible, almost impossible. 8 Yone gone, and you have to hope no one has it in the shop. It's like really hard. And now only 5 Yone gone, and highly likely to hit it in the shop and in the 70% chance to find a 3-cost headliner at level 8, right? It's highly likely to hit in the shop, and then, oh, I even got a duplicator. I was like, oh, it's lit. So now I'm pretty much guaranteed to hit. I don't need this duplicator, I'm pretty sure. I have 50 gold, okay? Just press D, just find the board. If you don't use the team planner, you should use the team planner. Oh, and don't buy more than 6 because I'm planning on headliner Yone, correct? Just don't buy more than 6. Just complete the headliner like this, okay? If I had seen an extra Yone there, I would not have bought it because the plan is complete the Yone 3 with headliner. Okay, and then I got a duplicate. That was pretty lucky. Let's be honest. That was pretty lucky. And then we just look for a Kiana item, and then just focus on positioning. Positioning is like a whole another thing. We're not gonna worry about too much. We'll maybe focus on that stuff in another video. That's probably like a Yone specific thing. But yeah, I just focus on positioning so Kiana hits a high value target, and then Yone tries to sneak into the back line, and you need to position him so he doesn't like get one shot. But as you can see. Even though I was contested, 2 to 3 people were holding Yone stage 4. Technically 3 people, but Kisso sold his after 1 turn. 2 people were holding hella Yone. Okay, and that will happen when you play reroll. Someone might contest you. You need to know what to do. It's not just press D and hope you hit because sometimes it's literally impossible that you cannot hit. So, okay, sometimes it's literally not possible. Okay, so in cases where you are contested, general rule of thumb. You pivot to play something else. You level and outlast the other guy. Or you, if you're like 1 HP, you just have to send it. Okay, but hopefully you don't put yourself in a spot where you have to send it or die. Okay, that's not a very good spot to be in. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. To what's it called? I guess I just did the recap, but to the most important thing to take away from this video. Is that in order to make decisions on reroll, you must be scouting. Why must you be scouting? You need to know if anyone's holding your units, okay? If people are holding your units, you cannot hit. So if you don't scout, okay, if you don't scout, this guy hits Puppy 3 out of nowhere, by the way. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't have time to, I didn't have time to roll to deny Puppy. But if you learn anything from this video, it's that you must scout in order to make a decision. Okay, you must scout in order to determine, do I keep rolling to try and hit, or should I try and level and outlast? Or should I pivot to something else? Okay, if you don't scout and you spend all your money, that's it, that's the game. Why? Because money allows you to make plays. So if you use all your money, you have no options. Okay, money gives you options. Okay, if you spend all your money without scouting, then you're done. It's over, right? But yeah, I end up losing to Puppy 3, and that's the game. But hopefully this was instructive. This is at a GM Challenger, bunch of GMs and challengers in this lobby, and I ended up going second despite people holding my unit, playing reroll. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, or if you have any comments or thoughts, any thoughts on reroll or what to do when contested, let me know in the comments. And if you want to ask questions live, I will be streaming at twitch.tv/xFSN Saber. Okay. So thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time.